Why would an enslaved African-American man, his mind set on freedom, run south into the thicket of Confederate rebellion rather than north out of Dixie? But that is what Amos Moore did after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into law. The Civil War had been raging for more than 3 years officially by the time Amos made his move. Longer than that if you count all the skirmishes between the Southern pro-slavery contingent and radical abolitionists. The Southern attack on Fort Sumter in the votes to secede just made it official. North Carolina and 10 other states voted in 1861 to leave the Union and start an alternate country, the Confederate States of America. President Abraham Lincoln, who was willing to concede a lot to keep the formal peace, couldn't let that happen. He sent the Union Army south to put down the rebellion and restore the United States. Amos was fighting for freedom for himself and for his common-law wife, Lucy, and kids who lived in nearby Greene County. The Emancipation Proclamation, signed by President Lincoln, declared all enslaved people held by the states in rebellion were made free by the president's hand. Lincoln also proclaimed that black men would be allowed to join the Union Army and Navy. It was what Amos and all enslaved black people had been praying for. Many had self-liberated before the war started, and tens of thousands more took advantage of the chaos of the conflict to run north or toward the Union camps in freedom. Though enslaved blacks had been freed by the president, that did not mean they could leave captivity without risking serious harm or death. Escaping people could be shot by white men or re-enslaved by the Confederate Army, who needed black labor to help them win. In North Carolina, enslaved people whispered about the town of New Bern that was under Union control. The Union had captured New Bern early in 1862 and held it until the war ended. Folks said thousands of black people had gone there and set up a free camp. Some black men were already being trained as soldiers. For Amos, it would be a dangerous road to New Bern from where he was enslaved. He would have to cross territory thick with Confederate loyalists and potentially run across slave catchers and Jeff Davis boys looking for runaways like him. But he had to try. Amos arrived in New Bern and joined the Union's 14th Regiment in 1864. By then, black fighters were getting equal pay and promise of a pension at the war's end. At one point, Amos was hospitalized with dysentery, but recovered. Sadly, Amos may not have lived to see the end of the war or his wife Lucy and children. Lucy fought for his pension. Her lawyer even tracked down Amos' former enslavers, who testified in 1890 that the two were married under plantation rules and she was entitled to his pension. What became of Amos is unknown, but Amos Moore's name is carved into the U.S. Colored Troops Memorial in Washington, D.C., a testament to one of thousands of black men who joined the cause to end the system of slavery.